Hello everyone, how is it going? So I hope you're doing wonderful today. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I know I am. This is the camera that I use. I thought I'd give you a review on this camera as well. I haven't done it in a while. I've owned it for probably about a month and a half now. I'm sorry that I haven't done a review recently on this camera. But I thought I'd give you a review now and sort of give you a sort of a heads up on some of the things I like about this camera, some of the things I do not like about this camera, some of the areas where I think some improvements could be made on Nikon's part. But I really do like this camera overall. It's able to get the job done. It's very, very good for the money. It's $500 and it gets the job done. It has a flip screen, so if you're recording yourself or you're vlogging or wherever you are, whatever you're doing, it is really, really good. Some of the things that I really don't like about this camera is the lens. Now, you may say that that's, well, you get what you pay for. You're paying $500 for a portable vlogging camera. Like, you're gonna get what you want for your money, right? You assume. But sometimes you need to spend a little bit more money on these things. Like, I would recommend the Canon G7X Mark II. That's a $900 camera, and it is better than this, but this is $500. This appeals more to the people who want to get the kind of shots and do all the vlogging, but for a more affordable price. This does have the flip screen, which I really do like using. It's able to allow me to view my shots and view the video and see how I'm filming and look at myself. But here's a tip: when you have one of these flip screens, do not look at it when you are filming or while you are recording. Do not look at it for an extended period of time, because people know that you're looking at your lens. Right now, if I was using this camera, I would be looking up at the hot shoe, which is where I'm looking right now. I'm looking at the lens right now. I'm looking at the top of the camera right now. I'm looking at the lens. Do you see what I mean? I'm not making eye contact with the camera. I'm making eye contact with something else. It's very, very, it bothers me. It bothers me a lot. One also thing that that I did notice is this is weak, so I would be very, very careful with that. That is susceptible to break. This camera has Wi-Fi, has Bluetooth, has NFC, has all of those wonderful things. One thing that I wish this camera did have was an external mic port, so that if you wanted to, it would have like a hot shoe here probably, and then you could have a little mini microphone on top of the camera, and you could get all of your, you could get your audio on top of there. So just having a little hot shoe here and just like a little portable mic that you could just plug in, and you could get better audio. But the audio on this camera is pretty impressive for the price, so I'm not disappointed in any way. One thing that this camera does not also have is a touch screen. This is not a touch screen, this is an LED flippable screen. You have to use the controls on the side of the camera to use the camera. One of the things that people have been complaining a lot about this camera is the fact that it overheats a lot. And I'm not going to lie, when I do record for more than 10 to 15 minutes, this camera does get pretty hot. And there has been occasions where the camera has actually overheated and actually has shut down on me. Another thing that is also a negative is the battery life. I go through these batteries. I have 4 of these batteries. I bought some more, and I can tell you that I go through them. In about half an hour of recording, I've used almost 2 of those batteries and drained them flat. So that's another thing that could really be improved, is the battery life. The camera is also not good for low light whatsoever. You need to have a very, very well lit environment to use this camera. This is not a camera that you want to use in low light. The shots do not look good, and it just looks blurry. It just looks pixelated. It just doesn't look good. So I wouldn't recommend using this camera in really low light conditions. It's good using it in very well lit areas. Like if you're using this for vlogging during the daytime and it's very well lit and you're in a good environment, I would recommend using this camera. It's going to do a really good job. But if you were going to vlog at night or whatever, or if you were going to do it in a very low lit environment, then I wouldn't recommend it. You can use the flash while you're recording, but it uses a lot of artificial light, which does not look good. It's not, natural light is the best by far, so I do recommend using natural light over the artificial light inside of here, because it's not as good as the current lighting situation that I'm in. I'm using some artificial light as well as some natural light mixed together, which kind of makes it look a little bit better than it is. But it could be better. I'd rather use a lot more natural light, but you gotta work with what you got. It does record in 4K video, but only at 30 frames per second, which I wouldn't really recommend because it's a very slow frame rate, so it's not going to pick up the sort of movement, and your stabilization isn't going to be as great. So I'd recommend downgrading to 1080p 60 frames per second, and not very many people even have 4K at the moment anyways. Not a whole lot of people even have 4K TVs or even 4K monitors, so it's not even going to be streamed in 4K or even be watched. It's not even going to be watchable in 4K. You're just going to be watching it in 1080p 60 frames per second, or whatever that monitor or phone or tablet or computer is capable of outputting. If you do want to record in 4K, I'm sure there's some people out there that do have the 4K, but right now the 4K is quite expensive, so it doesn't appeal to a lot of people. I think it's very, very generous and good of Nikon to include 4K in this camera. I didn't really expect that. I thought that that was going to be more of a premium feature, but it's nice to see that it's in a more affordable camera, for sure. Even the Canon G7X is not recording, Mark II isn't even recording in 4K, it's still recording in 1080p 60 frames per second. But I prefer a higher frame rate. Personally, some people don't like a higher frame rate because it seems very, very, very too fast. Everything's moving too quickly and it makes some people sick. Some people prefer a really good high frame rate. They think that everything's really smooth, put together, and it's not shaky, the video. It's very, very stabilized and everything's moving quickly and it looks more realistic. But it's personal preference. Some people prefer a slower frame rate, but some people prefer a higher frame rate. It's just all personal preference. But I prefer recording in a high frame rate, and if you don't like the high frame rate, then you can downgrade to a lower frame rate. But as if you record in a low frame rate, you can't bump up the frame rate. So it's better to just record in a high frame rate. If people don't like it, they can just downgrade to a lower frame rate. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And I hope you all have a fantastic day or a fantastic evening or wherever you're watching this or whenever you're watching this. And I hope this inspires you to check out some of the cameras out there. These days, there's a whole lot of options for people. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Go away from your hand, like it's not disappearing in front of your eyes, if you know what I mean. If that makes any sense. And yeah, I'm here to go get some money from the bank, and then I'm gonna go gas up, then I'm gonna go to Chapters, and then I don't know what else I've got to do, but